Hey everybody. Good moment? I guess so. I look stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna take you guys into where I do all my training and working out. Okay, good. Yeah. So here you go. My little learn. Oh, that clicky thing is I have the tripod on, so please bear with me. This is it in all its glory. Right there, you have my wooden staff, the cane, metal staff for weight training. Those belts aren't because I'm good. I won those in just a TV show I used to do. That's just a little right there. Got my treadmill, my water, of course, good old-fashioned Everlast punching bag, baby. Oh, gotta have my boom boom. Gotta have some music. Got my pads for me, and my students, so we can kick each other's butts. Got that awesome shield, replica, well, almost a replica Zelda thing, except I put my symbol right there. Got a fan for the summer. That's it. That's it, baby. I also got tons of books and 20-pound weights for my leg. But right now I'm going to show you a bunch of kicks that I've been working on. Alright, I'm going to show you all my different kicks. Hopefully there's enough room in here to be able to see everything. Try to adjust this camera a little fast, try to get as far back as I possibly can. So you'll be able to see what I can do. I'll be able to see what I can do as well. Hold up, there's a bee in here I have to kill. Alright then, here I go. First one is my bicycle kick, which I've been working on. Hope it looks good. That's cute. That's cute. The next one, I haven't quite perfected yet, but I think I'm going to call it the llama flama. Pretty sure it's Latin. Something like that. Make sure I'm okay. Yeah. Do that one more time from this angle. Do it this one. Here we go, baby. All right. You ready? Yeah. All right, go. You all right? Me too, I just figured out I can do. Should be awesome if I can do it. Yeah. Do it again. Do it again? Yeah. But did not get me? No, you did. Okay, again. That's cool. Let's go, man. Huh? When the last time you won? A while. Go over there. Need a drink beforehand? What do you... That's good. You ready? Yeah. Go. Yeah. Really, it's best to know. See, I'm a pimp. I'm brushing my shoulders off. My back off. My crotch off. I'm jacking off. You keep your elbow tight to your side, because if it's not tight to your side, someone can get a side kick into your side and into your ribs. And that really hurts and can make you lose the fight. Don't keep your fist too close to your face. Don't keep it too far. Don't keep it too high, because when it's too high, you can't see. But if you keep it too low, you can't block your face. So keep it somewhere between, at your chin or at your cheek, whichever one you're more comfortable with. You take your rear hand and you place it about collarbone level, and you adjust it. You keep it back if you need to guard your stomach more with an opponent. You keep it forward if you need to guard your face more with an opponent. So generally, if you're fighting a real martial artist, you want to keep it more close to your face, because your stomach is already extraordinarily strong, but your face is not. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks. And the final thing is, the whole thing is in a bouncy sort of motion, but not so much as like you're a boxer, like not this type of stuff, but just like a little bit of motion. And that way, no one will be able to detect when you're about to attack. Alright? So that's the first thing. Okay, now to move on to footwork. When advancing forward from the Jeet Kune Do stance, you take your rear leg and step past your lead leg. Your stance should totally change. You cock up this heel, which was originally in front. You cock up your now rear heel, making this to a fist, and this hand into a collarbone level. You put in your weight on the back. So you guys gotta kind of think about that as you move forward. The same concept goes when you're moving back. You take your lead leg and you step backwards. step back, you change your stance so that fits this position. Ultimately, a right fronter stance is much better than the left. Because, you see, we have one strong hand and one weak hand. Most martial arts tell you to put the strong hand behind in the back. That way it can build up speed and hit. That makes a lot of sense. But you are left with still one weak hand. So you have one extremely powerful hand that takes forever to get to the opponent. Even fast, it takes a lot longer than your front hand. And then a weak front hand, lead hand. But when you stand with your strong side facing forward, you have one strong hand, and the weak hand can become strong through speed. Because the faster you travel, you need more space to travel to speed up. And the faster you go, the harder the hit. And so, when your hand is back, when your weak hand is in the rear, it can travel forward and become strong. Therefore, you have two strong hands rather than one strong hand. Now we move on to the next section of movement. When you're wanting to move to face your rear, like someone hits you in the back of the head or something, or someone's attacking you from behind, you step over to, you step just several inches to your right with your lead foot. And then you adjust your stance accordingly. Look at this. Ooh. So, and the whole motion should be one swift motion. Right? That's something that they really emphasize in JKD, is swiftness. No, don't break it down. Now, if you're wanting to face someone who is in front of your center, what you do is you swing your hind leg several inches to your back and adjust your rear, your lead leg. That's the basic movement. Right. I'm just checking something out here. All right. Now we move on to the side kick. The side kick is performed like this. Okay? When it's done slowly, it should look like that. When it's done fast, it should look like that. Alright? So, this is how the side kick is performed. You're in your JKD stance. Without any preparatory motions, such as if you're too far away and you have to do that before you kick, like this, then don't kick. Because moving forward gives your move away. It's like someone pulling back right before they punch. Just, it's not a smart idea, because you're giving it away. So only kick when you're in kicking range. Never, do like that. So there's no preparatory motions. What you do is you take your rear leg and you drop it back while simultaneously lifting up your lead leg, almost like you're going into crane. And you adjust your stance so that you can aim your foot directly at your target. Then you extend it outward, striking with your heel, the back of your heel. And then you pull it back and get back into stance. So that's the side kick. Some good advice about the side kick. It's best to do a side kick to the solar plexus. So it's doing telephone to you. What? Whoop. Whoop. Just do a good side kick right there. Shoot the solar plexus. Hurts like crap. Another thing, if somebody's overexposing their ribs, a good side kick to the ribs can send them flying back, because that too hurts like crap. And sometimes, but it's a dangerous move because if you don't have good balance, you can fall down, and it takes longer to strike. You can also do the side kick to someone's face. And that should, yeah, that will hurt really bad. It should be performed extremely fast with a snap at the end. So you don't just, well, so you're doing it the right way. You don't just like extend out. You have to feel your knee tighten up, like when you're trying to stand perfectly straight and you lock your knees. You have to feel your knee lock. That's when you know you did it right. All right? Another thing is, don't get your power from the preparation, get it from the execution. So, as I was saying, lots of people get their power from doing a little step forward before they kick. But that merely hinders you because it gives away your move. So get it from the execution, striking only with the bottom of your heel. That way it will center all the pressure to a small point, striking really hard. It's kind of like if the elephant were to stand on a needle. Same concept. And the other thing is, practice it a whole lot slowly. But when you're doing it fast, once you can do it slowly over and over and over again and get it right every single time, once you're doing it fast, don't get too hung up in the execution, because that too will really mess with your mind and you'll get like all frustrated with it. So, you know, when you're actually doing a side kick, just do it, just let it happen. Even if you don't do the proper hits, side kick is still a side kick and it still hurts. Just ultimately, you want to try to perfect it so that you hit it with the back of your heel. So that's the side kick. Next thing I would do in my thing is synchronization drills. So that would be like hitting them at the face and stuff, and they have to block it. Of course, I can't do that to a camera. Okay, kicking from the natural position. This is the natural position. When you're kicking someone who's in front of you, charging at you, you twist your left foot. Well, it's kicking with your right leg, of course. It's the exact opposite if you're kicking with your left leg. You twist your right foot slightly, almost backwards, but not quite so. That way you are in full preparation for the kick, while at the same time kicking out. So let's charge at me, I go like that. Alright? Yes. Alright? And now, if someone's coming at your side, just pretend you're in Jeet Kune Do stance, because it's not very much different. So someone's coming at you, oh crap, someone's coming at you, no, you got it. Alright, now I'm going to teach you the slide step. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the slide. So you're in Jeet Kune Do stance. When you're wishing to advance forward, you slide your rear foot up, so it smacks your lead foot. The second it smacks your lead foot will jump forward as if it's been kicked. I don't really suggest actually kicking it, because you could kick and trip yourself. I've done it before. I know it sounds weird, but I've done it. So just kind of fake, like being kicked. That's the slide step. It's a much more effective way of advancing than this, because luckily you get to remain in the best stance. So when you're advancing, you slide, your foot up, kicking this foot, and the foot advances. Should look like this. Same thing goes for when you're going backwards, when someone's charging at you and you have to retreat. You take your lead foot and slide it back, and then make your rear foot think like it's been kicked, stepping backwards. That should look like this. All right? All right. Next thing I'm going to teach is a finger jab. All right, the finger jab, basic hand position is like this. All right, you take your hand in your form of spear, cocking your fingers upwards just a little bit. So that way, actually cocking them downwards, but I'm doing it like this so you can kind of see. Cock them downwards and tuck your thumb under, that way you won't jam your thumb. And you strike like this. All right? Once again, like all moves in Jeet Kune Do, there's no preparatory motions. No, nothing like that. So from Jeet Kune Do, all right, you snap forward, striking the eyes. It's basically only used for the eyes, it can also be used for the throat. But I warn you, if you do it right to the throat, it can kill them. So, use that move with extreme caution. Only when someone's, trying to, kill you. Right? You snap it forward, making sure that your hand, elbow, and shoulder are on a straight line. Once you've made full contact, you immediately snap back into Jeet Kune Do. Alright? The whole move should be one snappy motion. And it should end with a little bit of a flick, several inches behind your opponent. Like that. Alright? Now I can't do it at full force with this because this isn't as soft as an eye. When I teach it to my students, they'll be holding a glove for me to hit because an eye gives away a lot. It's ridiculous. And this doesn't do the trick right. Alright? So you're in Jeet Kune Do, you snap forward, and they should barely even be able to see it. Just, woo, and they're like, whoa, what was that? Oh, my eye! And you basically got a beaten there because the second after you do an eye gouge, they're going to do one of these things, and there you can grab their hair and just start beating on them until you've won. A good pointer is when you're faced with the choice of punching someone to the face or eye gouging them, in a real fight, of course, not in sparring, but in a real fight, always go for the eye gouge. Because that will keep them at bay much longer. And you can't fight well if you can't see. Here I'm going to teach how to counter a roundhouse, which is a move that I'll teach you later on. Alright, I'm going to do a wide roundhouse. Alright? When someone does a wide roundhouse, there's many things that are exposed. One thing can hit them to the groin, alright? The basic way that you can block a roundhouse is you bring up your leg so that their shin will hit your knee. There is nothing quite as painful as being hit on the shin other than being hit to the groin. In fighting, of course. Being hit in the shin, even the best martial arts masters, even Bruce Lee, he said it himself, that if he gets hit in the shin too hard, he can't continue fighting. Because the shin has no muscle at all. It's skin followed by bone. Straight bone-to-bone contact when you block with your knee. So if someone does a really wide roundhouse, you can block with your knee like that. Bing! And it hurts like crap. Okay, now I'm going to teach you, basically, how to move forward to the ready position. From the natural position. It's basically really simple. You just step forward, twist, and bring your hands up. And you do all that in basically one motion. And you are in JKD mode. You know, they can't mess with you then. Should be a single fluid motion. Now moving back into the ready position. It's almost the exact same thing, except for you're moving back with this leg and twisting and bringing your hand up. Bringing your hands to block. Once again, it should be one single fluid motion. So when you move forward, when you move back. Alright? And then finally, I'm going to use a stick to make sure that they're kicking and bringing it back. Because if they don't bring it back, they'll hit the stick. All right. That here concludes lesson 1.